There's a saying that tells us there is no such thing as easy money. And for sure, when you see some online ad telling you can get rich quick with little effort, there will be a catch. The catch is that it's a lie. And no, you won't get rich quick from expending little effort and not using your brain. But there are plenty of ways you can wake up in the morning and not even get dressed, fire up the computer, and start earning cash. Today, we'll look at some of the best jobs you can do online. Number 10. Writer. When someone asks you what you do for a living and you say writer, does that mean you're a successful novelist, an investigative journalist, or you describe household products? No one in this world is going to walk into the first two jobs. Those crafts take years to hone. But simple product description or some copywriting gigs are not hard to land, and you can start making money now. You'll of course have to have some degree of talent, be reliable, and meet deadlines. But you don't need to be Jonathan Franzen to write about washing machines or describe the downtown area of a city. When you start this kind of work, you might only be earning around $10 an hour, but a skilled copywriter with a decent portfolio can earn a lot of money. And we're talking in the region of $100 an hour. You might begin your life as a copywriter using online freelancing sites, but once you have some contracts under your belt and have proved your worth, you can branch out. Just Google remote writing work and you'll see before you a lot of jobs. Don't be put off by firms paying terrible wages, because when you pay peanuts, you'll inevitably get bad writers. If you're good at this, trust us, you'll get hired. No more interviews for you, because when firms are looking for writers, they go on what you've done, not who you are. You could be tapping away in your underwear and paying the bills in no time. It also helps if you're willing to do humiliating 30-day challenges. Number 9. Software architect. So, what exactly is this job? We'll let a job site explain it for you. Some of the duties of a remote software architect include understanding product system requirements and architecture, maintaining an architecture roadmap, and designing core architecture. The problem with this job is you'll very likely need some university education in math and science, although if you ask around, you'll find quite a few software architects that are self-taught. Lots of these folks work from home. In fact, most of them do. It's often contract work, although you might find you'll be working with the same company for a long time. Looking at remote work online you can do right now can net you over $100,000 a year. No office, no ties, no getting told off for being late. As the IT industry is so huge and will just get bigger, if you become an expert in this field, you can almost guarantee regular work. Number 8. Nurse Practitioner. We bet you didn't think this would be on the list, but we're told if you do this job, you can also bring in over $100,000 a year. What do? This is the description given by FlexJobs. Licensed nurse practitioners can remotely triage and provide medical care, provide medical and wellness education, diagnose and treat patients, and assist with care coordination. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, nurse practitioners are in demand right now. And even starting out, you might get $50,000 a year. You'll need to have graduated high school and studied nursing. You'll then have to get your registered nurse license and have 1 to 2 years experience before you go it alone. Once you're qualified, you can do this work remotely. We looked online and indeed found a few jobs for these remote nurses. Number 7. Corporate Counsel. People need advice about their health, and they also need legal advice. And these days, not every person who gives such advice has an office. FlexJobs tells us that these people can earn in the region of $115,000 a year. How do you get the job though? You'll need a law degree in most states, and if you have specialized in corporate law, you'll really be in demand. In the US, you'll also have to have passed the bar exam. You really don't need an office at all, as much of the time you can talk to people using video chat or on the phone. If you've seen the show Better Call Saul, then you'll know that Saul didn't really need an office. This is one description given of this job. Corporate counsels are lawyers who work directly for a business or company. They may also be known as in-house counselors. Rather than working for a variety of clients, they devote all their talents and energy to their employer. Number 6. Software Engineer. If you're a software engineer, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be working with systems in a company. You could be doing all manner of things. You'll need to understand programming languages, and you'll need to stay on the ball concerning how they evolve. People will tell you that you have to go to university to become proficient in these languages, but that's not always the case. Many of these people are self-taught and don't even have a degree. If you're good and reliable, there is work for you, and we're talking a lot of work. As for how much you'll learn, well, the sky is the limit with this job. Just look online for junior or senior developers and you'll find literally thousands and thousands of companies that'll want to hire someone. Many are looking for what are sometimes called digital nomads, so you could do this work from home or from a beach in Thailand. Trust us, go to these beaches and you will find plenty of software engineers raking in the cash while sipping on piña coladas. Number 5. Pharmacist. A remote pharmacist? Is there such a thing, you might ask? The answer is yes, and they can pull in over $120,000 a year according to FlexJobs. This is the description given of this work. Licensed pharmacists can find remote positions that require the ability to review prescriptions, ensure authorizations, handle phone calls, and process requests. You'll have to get qualified and get a license. And one job we found in Canada asked that the applicant had at least 2 years' experience in the field of pharmacy. That job paid 50 Canadian bucks an hour, so that's about 38 American dollars an hour. In fact, if you check out the job site Indeed, you can find plenty of jobs for remote pharmacists. We'll be honest, we didn't know such a job existed either. We found more remote work for people with doctoral degrees in pharmacy, and the pay was over $150,000, but of course, getting to this stage is no easy thing. Another job we found was remote processing of prescriptions, so you could be sitting at home and just giving out medicine. The job was part-time, but hey, it surely couldn't be that hard to do. Number 4. Selling stuff. Yes, you can basically just sell things online. We found one girl who bought luxury bags secondhand and then sold them on Facebook, and she was making a killing. We found another woman who had done over $1 million in sales on Facebook, and believe it or not, her product was cross-stitching. She was pulling in around $90,000 a month. Don't underestimate how much you can make using that free platform. You must find a niche, of course, as she did. And then we suggest you create a page on Facebook with lots of nice photos. You'll need to create a brand and keep updating that page. And hey, once you're successful, you can then start teaching others how to do it. There are so many people out there in the digital nomad world who have made some money and then decided to teach others how to make money. We should say this sometimes looks like a virtual pyramid scheme, but there are talented people who can show you how to make some cash. Number 3. Data scientist. This is another tech job, but it's quite different from the ones we've already mentioned. You'll need to be intuitive to do this job because you'll be looking at raw data and then trying to figure out what it means. You'll very likely have to be qualified in this line of work, and many data scientists will have a master's degree. This is one job description we found. Found at the cross-section of business and information technology, a data scientist is a professional with the capabilities to gather large amounts of data to analyze and synthesize the information into actionable plans for companies and other organizations. We then went to Glassdoor to look for remote jobs and found quite a few. The pay was somewhere between $100,000 and $150,000 a year, and you never have to leave your house. Number 2. Physician. Yes, you can be an online doctor. This is now something called telemedicine, and so doctors consult with patients online and sometimes give prescriptions for medicine. We're not sure if you follow news about the company Amazon, but it recently started offering online medical care for some of its staff. This is going to blow up soon, and many consultations will be done online. The problem, of course, for you is that you'll have to become a qualified physician, which takes many years. We went to Indeed and found remote telemedicine work, and you can get paid up to $200,000 a year. Number 1. Psychiatrist. Remote psychiatry is also becoming a big thing, and with video apps you can sit at home and do your job. In fact, it's quite common now. This is one description of the job. Responsibilities include meeting with patients as needed, typically via two-way video, practicing evaluative and diagnostic procedures, writing treatment plans, and guiding staff on medical protocols. You could be paid over $200,000 a year, but it all depends on your experience and your client list. If you've got A-list celebs on that list, you can expect to be bringing in the big money. To get your license, though, that will take many years. We should say that a big thing these days is life coaching, which shouldn't be compared to psychiatry. Nonetheless, a growing trend in online work is people coaching other people via video apps. You won't earn the big bucks, but you won't have to get a psychiatry license. Many people who have studied psychology, though, pack their bags and travel the world while life coaching folks online. One thing we'll say is that many people tend to think remote work is the best thing ever because there's no real boss and you have loads of freedom. We should add, and remote workers will tell you this, that it can get lonely. For that reason, some folks work at cafes where people work online, or they go to special workplaces for remote workers, say once or twice a week. You'll find these co-working spaces now in cities all over the world. You can go to a website called Nomad List and find all sorts of information as to where you can work. It gives a list of the best cities to work remotely, with the top 5 being Budapest, then Bali, then Belgrade, then Bangkok, and then Lisbon. So, do you think you'd be up for some remote work? Have you done it before? Can you add to this list of jobs? Where would you like to work if you had the choice? Tell us your answers in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video, the 11 highest paying teen jobs. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.